What's going on, invaders? I'm Kirsty the Valkyrie, and this is Trashgasm, your weekly exploitation review. I'm here with DJ Ho-Daddy and Jake Noose, and this week we're going to be talking about Gone in 60 Seconds. This is the 1974 Hallecky Mercantile Company release, and this is a movie I actually found out about because of Jake. I knew about the newer one with Nicolas Cage in it. I didn't know that it had a predecessor. So I decided, hey, let's check this one out. So in this movie, we have the owner of an auto... What?
I watched the wrong one.
What?
No!
I did!
You're kidding!
Oh,
Are you serious?
Let's keep on going.
Okay.
You'll do it. You'll do it.
all right.
Let's keep on going.
You get an A-B comparison.
So...
Damn it!
I'm sorry. You missed out on a really good movie.
Oh, man.
Oh my god.
That's so good.
So the movie that we watched... in that movie... Okay. So... we have the owner of an auto chop shop who moonlights as the leader of a car theft ring, and he's offered $400,000 to secure 48 cars in 5 days for a South African drug lord. And we get to watch that adventure. So, Ho-Daddy...
I want to watch that movie.
What did you watch?
Well, I would describe this movie as Nicolas Cage in top form. His hair looked almost good. I can't believe this. So the highlight for me, I guess going in, was that I wasn't fooled by some of the A-list actors in this movie. I pretty much went into it expecting it was going to be a lot of action and not a lot of plot. Overall, it was pretty crappy. I think the biggest flaws were the beginning. It was just like very slow, and there were too many characters, and it just was crappy. Overall, I gave it a 2 out of 5 passable hair plugs. How did you feel about your movie?
Okay, so the movie that I watched reminded me a lot
74 version.
Yeah, the 74 version.
Not the 2000 whatever garbage
Oh,
version that
God.
you had to sit through.
Oh, I feel bad for you now. Because our version reminded me of the original Italian Job meets Vanishing Point, but a lot more entertaining than Vanishing Point. The highlight for me was the creative heists and car chases, especially the tow truck one. Like, that one was freaking cool. The flaw for me, though, was the beginning of the movie. It was really slow, but it kind of jumped around a little bit. I was kind of worried I was watching, like, I don't know, something that was all scrambled and messed up. Like, the audio and the imagery, it didn't mix. And that freaked me out. But if you stick with it, it will get better. So, overall, though, this was a great movie. I love movies with car chases. So, I gave it 5 out of 5 sassy old ladies wielding umbrellas. So,
Ruined my perfectly good umbrella. You won't get that.
I'm so bitter.
alright, Jake, what did you think of the 1974 version?
The 1974 version of Gone in 60 Seconds is hands down my all-time favorite movie. Hands down. By a mile. So, Kirsty might have heard about this because of how often I rave about it. So I'm kind of biased on this one to begin with. But for me, if I had to describe it, because this is the measuring stick to what good car chase movie is, it's hard for me to describe it in movie terms as to what this movie's like, because comparing any other car chase movie to the original Gone in 60 Seconds is kind of blasphemy, and it just doesn't work, in my opinion. So I would say that if I had to compare this movie is like the Quarter Mile Drags combined with a Demolition Derby. That's what this movie is like. Maybe with Evel Knievel driving. Keep that in mind. The highlight for this movie is obviously the end chase scene, which is 40 minutes long. 40. That's almost half the whole movie.
I actually stopped the movie because I I thought, like, I missed something and there was another chase that started and I didn't realize it.
Oh.
It's so long.
It's definitely... This is why this is one of my favorite movies of all time. If you haven't seen this, you gotta see it. Oh, Daddy.
I feel so bad for you.
So bitter, you guys.
So sorry. I should have checked up on you guys. I'm so
I
sorry.
feel like we just executed the best April Fool's prank of all time without even knowing it. Because that movie sucks.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Oh, you poor dear.
But anyways, the ending car chase scene, there's a ton of realism in it. It smashes through shopping carts, smashes through other cars, car doors fly off, tons of debris, tons of obstacles, and you think it ends like 2 or 3 different times throughout the entire chase. You don't know how it's going to end. It's got a real Billy Wilder end to it, where it just kind of madcap ends and just explodes. And it catches you off guard the first time you see it. The first time I saw it, I literally jumped out of the couch shouting. I was so stoked from it. And I was by myself. I was watching it by myself. That's how well it caught me off guard. The flaw for the movie, like Kirsty said, is definitely the beginning. There's a lot of the premise of the thieving that's going on, and the reasoning why they do it all. And the main guy that's explaining this whole synopsis is talking in slang, and the audio recording is not very good, and it's 1974 slang too, so it's not very relevant anymore.
Yeah.
And you get lost really easily. It took me like 3 or 4 times to watch that part to understand why they were stealing these cars, but it didn't really matter once that last chase scene started, to be honest. Overall, though, this movie, if I had to rate it, out of 5, I would give it 1,000 pet tigers in your bat seat.
The minute
Ricky
I saw
Bobby.
that, I was thinking The Hangover. I was like, oh my god, really? But considering this was like an original, like, I let it slide. I hated The Hangover, long story short. So anyways, we had a great experience. I'm really sorry about you. But regardless of that, I want to know, given the chance that you wouldn't get caught, any car in the world, what would you steal?
I'd probably go for some sort of classic, like a 55 Bel Air or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Jake?
Maybe a DeLorean.
Oh, that's mine! Not any DeLorean, though. The DeLorean.
The
That's what I would steal.
DeLorean.
Because then I could use it to steal every other car.
There you go.
Yeah, and never get caught. Because if I did, just getting back in the car.
There you
Nice.
go.
So, what about you, Kirsty?
This is kind of a hard one for me. I'd honestly probably just steal something I'd normally drive. It wouldn't be missed. My car's dying. I'm desperate right now.
A sedan with good gas mileage.
Hells yeah. All right, so we would like to know also, given the chance, what kind of car that you would swipe if you had the chance to do so. Also, make sure to give us any movie recommendations that you can think of that we can get around to watching. For more Trashgasms, make sure you subscribe and join us next week where we're going to be talking about something awesome, probably holiday themed, because that's coming up. Oh yeah, got some good stuff coming up.
Merry Kwanzaa.
Happy Hanukkah, all that stuff. Until then, I'm Kirsty the Valkyrie. This has been your weekly Trashgasm talking about Gone in 60 Seconds, reminding you to keep it trashy. Seriously?